think that unlike a lot of cities that you see across the country, in Raleigh, you're likely, and in Wake County, you're likely to meet people who've grown up here, but you're just as likely to meet somebody who either is from here and lives somewhere else for a while or is completely new to this community. So I think that kind of blend makes us really unique and special, and I think that what that kind of means is that we know where we've come from, but that we're not afraid to change and evolve. And just looking at this community, it's so much more diverse than when I was growing up here, and that's really a strength. And yet, it also presents challenges. How do we make that a place for everybody, that everybody feels included, that everybody has a voice?
I'm part of this diversity. I'm a proud American with a Pakistani background.
If I could sit down with politicians in Washington, what would I tell them? I would probably tell them to be more open to hear about community issues and be diverse in community issues.
I would say they need to do the job that they ran on. So a lot of them, they run on immigration control, they run on healthcare reform, they run on, different various topics, right? And for the Republicans, right, they took control. Trump was president, we had the House and the Senate, and we did nothing.
If I could change one thing about North Carolina today, it would be that we would have impartially created voting districts, because I think gerrymandering has been the source of so much bad policy in our state, whether we're talking about the state legislature or congressional districts or both, which we know every once a month there's a new map of some kind, because the ones that we've been working under just so clearly show that there was bias in the way that they were created. And that means that a lot of people don't see themselves in the people who represent them.
I will be voting for 2020. My family would be voting for 2020. And I think my whole community will be voting for 2020. And we look forward to election 2020.
I am going to vote in 2020 just because I feel like my voice needs to be heard. I'm not speaking for all historically black colleges, but I feel like our voice needs to be heard and use our platform to create whatever type of world we want to see.
The vote is a chance to change history.
I would have to put a candidate's stance on transgender people at the top of the list, because that affects me personally, and I never thought that this would become an electoral issue the way that it has, and I think it's only been negative. It's still difficult to tell where a lot of presidential candidates stand on trans equality.
I think if there's one thing that keeps me up at night, it would be a worry that we're not listening enough to young people, we're not empowering them, or that we're not leaving things in good enough shape for them that, that's what they deserve. They deserve a chance, and they deserve, the world in a decent enough shape so that they can really kind of make it their own, and, things can continue to move forward.
So if I could wave a magic wand in my community, I would say it's just education across the board. And not just my community, but, the nation, the state, everywhere in general. Education needs to be fixed. I don't think the solution is throwing money at it. I think the solution is making it so we have teachers that can actually teach.
We need to be making policy looking at least 7 generations forward, and we're totally not right now. And I especially worry about the perpetration of environmental racism that we see outside of Raleigh, outside of the big cities. All of those things make our society more polarized and make people less free.